Upload your rant to your YouTube channel for the people who don't watch streams can see your thoughts. That's not a bad idea, but don't you think it would be a little bit too long? Like, I mean, I've been ranting for how long now? 40 minutes? 50? Actually, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. It's a good point. All of these are good points. That would actually be a good idea, and one reason why I would like the good idea, why I would like it, is I read out loud some of your ideas and we kind of discussed them, and I kind of like that, yeah. Real question, are you even having fun? This is alright. I thought I would have, I could go back to the Veil already, but no. I mean, if I'd be hating this, I wouldn't be doing it, honestly. Just a little... I don't know, I find Warframe very sad lately. You know what I mean? Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. I don't know. I don't feel like it should be. Sometimes I feel like DE is trying to destroy Warframe. You know? And not just like a quick death, like, oh, let's just fuck up the game. Let's just delete it or something. No, but a slow and agonizing one. Which, I mean, is clearly not what they're trying to do. That would be silly, but it just, I don't know, it just feels that way sometimes. That would be sad. Well, I mean, yeah, duh. Of course it would be. But it's like... How do I put this? This is a big one. To me, it feels very much like DE is using TennoCon as clickbait. Not much more. You know? They promise a lot of shit and they make it seem all fine and dandy and great and whatnot, and it potentially could be superb, but somehow fail to deliver. And I don't mean like overhyping things. That's not the problem, because that can happen. But more like you guys remember how they showed Railjack, which, by the way, when it was shown on TennoCon, that wasn't even new. We had heard about that before TennoCon even, you know? But okay, fine. Railjack was supposed to have the Lich system in it as well. You know, we were supposed to board the cruise ships and kill our Liches, and they were supposed to develop over time. That whole thing was one system. That was one system. That was the big Empyrean thing, right? Or the fact that the ground troops on the ground, from Earth or whatever planet, that they would somehow support what you're doing in outer space. You know what I mean? All that shit, all of that was shown, and it was said, this is what Empyrean is going to be. Right? And now, what we actually got was all of that but broken up into sections. There's nothing inherently wrong with that at all. It just doesn't rub me the right way, knowing that it feels like DE is doing this on purpose. You know? That's the bad part about it. It feels like they're doing that on purpose. They're teasing shit to be like this huge, this is the next update where there are 5 new game modes and 20 new Warframes and Archwing revamp and whatever and blah blah blah. We're going to call it the New Dawn, for example. And then the New Dawn is released and it's like 10% of what was shown. And the rest is for a later update. I don't know. I'm not stupid, and I don't like to be treated as such. To me, DE is like EA's little cousin, or getting there. You know what I mean? It's very similar. They remind me of EA, and that shouldn't be the case. You know what I mean? At all. Bro, TennoCon Railjack was way different. Then you see what I mean, right? Might be onto something here. But no, veterans and longtime players, they lost their minds. All they do is talk shit. They show that they want it to be, but we get that they are not lazy for. I don't know about that one. I do not believe that DE is lazy. DE is not a lazy company. I wouldn't bet my life on it because I mean, sure, they could be douchebags in real world and stuff, which I don't think is the case. Also, I have met some of them in real world, so
Hold on.
no, I do believe that they are passionate about what they're doing. But at the same time, I really don't understand why they're doing the things that they've been doing lately for the past 3 fucking years or so. Right? I don't understand. Aren't they supposed to be releasing the new tutorial intro? Wait, hold up, fam. Did you just say tutorial? What tutorial? What is this tutorial? Where can I farm it? But yeah, new tutorial and intro to the game soon. Fuck if I know. Fuck if I know, man. Your guess is as good as mine. I think DE got lazy. They didn't have really much competition on Steam until Destiny 2. If you notice, they slowly started getting their shit together. Slowly being the key word. Yeah, you might be onto something. I don't know. It's kind of funny that if that is the case, it's like really funny that I predicted that. I mentioned that in a game. Remember, not in a game, in a video. The video, what was the title? Warframe content drought. Have veterans lost their minds? That one. I spoke about that. I even mentioned, listen, you think that Warframe is going to be on its pedestal forever? You think other games aren't going to start stealing the same concept and being successful with it? No. Warframe, they need to get their shit together. They need to get their shit together and fast. Because one of these days, something's going to be released that's going to be a better Warframe, essentially. And all the shit that pisses us off is no longer going to be an issue. You know? And then what? Be too late. But I don't know if they've gotten lazy. I really am a little bit reluctant to use that term at DE. And, I mean, I don't need to mention this. Y'all know that. It has nothing to do with me being a partner. I will tell them to kiss my ass if that is necessary, you know? But I don't know if laziness is the right word. Maybe if anything, maybe comfortable. Maybe they just got comfortable. Maybe they realized that they can get away with a lot of shit. Right? Because us dumbasses, we're gonna play the damn game anyway. We'll look at that, like for example, Prime trailers, right? Whatever happened to Prime trailers? Oh yeah, sure, we refocused our resources. You shouldn't have to refocus your resources, you know what I mean? You shouldn't need to do that in the first place, but okay, fair point, I guess. But people bought Prime Access long before there were Prime Access trailers, right? Then they threw the trailers out there and people bought Prime Access as usual, and then they quit, and people still bought the damn Prime Access. Which, personally, to me, by all means, if you have the money, and if you're interested, and if you like buying Prime Access, go right ahead. You do you, fam. I personally don't think that it's worth it. But that's just me. So anyways, they can clearly see that pretty much no matter what they do, in a way they behave a lot like the German government. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and everybody will still pay up and be pretty quiet about it. It's even better for DE. Not only does everybody just kind of like, I don't know, get on their knees and suck their dick. No. If a YouTuber pipes up and says something about this, the community will actually go against that YouTuber. DE can just be like, yeah! You know what I mean? Not to paint them as a bad guy or anything. I'm not saying that they're bad or evil or whatever. I'm just saying that it would appear as if they've gotten comfortable. And it is a fact that they can get away with a lot of shit. You know? Let's see here. Bungie puts out way more than DE. Literally, the day D2 came out on Steam, it dethroned Warframe's Steam player base. Well, that's obvious. That means nothing.
Oh, look. A new follower,
and when they hype something, they deliver in full. No lies so far from them. Toxic Chicken? Did I just see that correctly? Shit. Thank you very much for the follow, dude. Keep in mind that Bungie is doing like their own thing as of very recently. Naturally, Bungie is going to be very, very player friendly because they're in the beginning. If they fuck up now, they're dead, right? DE used to be that. DE used to be the same way. It felt almost like if 100,000 people gave DE an opinion of something. I'm not saying that this is how it should be. I'm just trying to, like, you know, relay how it felt back in the day. If 100,000 people put an opinion toward DE, every one of those opinions would be read. And DE would kind of not satisfy all of them, but kind of very much feel or see and grasp what is going on with the community. What people want, what they hate, what would be a good balance between them having people play the game and make money by playing the game and buying platinum and all of this shit, and what's a good balance between us just having fun and what is too much grind and this and that and whatnot. And we know that they think about these things. How grindy do we make this? That is a huge question at DE all the time. Scott mentioned that himself during one of the dev streams, right? Which I found a little bit ballsy to admit, because they very much do think, okay, here's content, Railjack. How grindy are we going to make this now, right? And the question is, the reason why they ask this question is because they know if they don't make it grindy enough, people will be done with the content within a day. I'm sorry, with the content within a day. So in a way, DE knowingly and deliberately holds us hostage with chores. DE deliberately designs their game modes, all of the fucking game modes recently, not recently, last 3 years or so, since the War Within. This is when all of this shit started happening, right? They deliberately hold us hostage. They're like, okay, here's a thing that everybody is gonna want to do, or have, or get, or achieve. Okay, here's where everybody is right now. How much shit, how much fluff, how much fodder do we put in between here to keep people playing this game for as long as possible?
Oh, look.
That is a question. It's a reasonable question. It makes sense that they ask that question because they need to. But what I'm starting to notice, or what I started to notice a while ago, and that's what scares me about the whole damn thing, is that the question of how grindy do we make this to keep players playing the game, right? That has become more important to how good do we actually make this to make people want to play. You know what I mean? That's the disconnect. That has shifted back in the day. It used to be different. Back in the day, it felt like DE was like, okay, we have a very happy player base. What can we do to make them happier? What would be really cool? And they used to be digital extremes. They used to take risks. They used to try shit. Imagine the days back when Archwing wasn't even a thing yet. And then they introduced Archwing. That was a pretty ballsy move. Or introducing open world, right? Or getting rid of the dark sectors and whatnot. All of these things, those are pretty ballsy moves if you think about it, right? They used to do this shit and hope that we'd like it. Lonardo, ballsy, turned out to be, it's there. Nobody really plays it, I guess. Never touched again. That's a separate issue though. Then Frame Fighter, there were people who had to develop that shit, that had to work on it, do the coding and all of that shit. Resources were spent to make Frame Fighter a thing. And essentially, it's just a meme within the game, right? Just a fun little thing you could do on the side, right? That's a ballsy move, right? Because they have nothing from it to gain. And they used to do this kind of shit. They used to be ballsy. They used to be digital extremes, essentially. And now, it's more like, well, we can, I don't know, release a skin in the game that we didn't even develop because Tennogen, our artists, are doing that for us. We just translate it into the game and call that content. And nobody's gonna bat an eye. Nobody's gonna complain. You know? And honestly, I'm fucking sick and tired of that. I am so sick and tired of it. You know? I have no issue whatsoever letting them know. Because that's not the way. You know? That's not the way. And then there are players when every time a content creator makes a video about this topic, and this is an important topic, okay? If you think it isn't important, then you're either not very intelligent or you're blind as a bat, right? No offense, but that's just how it is. And on every fucking video from a content creator that mentions this topic, you will find at the very least one person who says, just play something else. Just play something else. You know what? My default response to that is, go eat a dick, honestly. No, like, straight up, I would say no offense, but I don't want to lie. I fully intend to offend you if you are the type of person who says, just play something else. You see, here's the thing. You're extremely dumb if you say that and actually believe it. Because saying just play something else to a content creator or a partner or whatever who is trying to bring awareness to issues with the game and look at this alarming development and yada yada, saying just play something else to such a person is exactly like going to the doctor with a broken arm, crying about it, and then the doctor telling you just use your other arm. Do you see how that doesn't really add up? Sure, the doctor's got a point, but the point is one of your arms are fucking broken, right? So, that's the problem. And when someone says, just play something else, it's just as ridiculous, just as dumb. So by all means, please, shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. You see, Warframe is doing things that isn't good, that ain't healthy. Warframe is doing stuff, or DE rather, they're doing things that are making a lot of people very, very angry. The old players are turning in their graves, essentially, because let's face it, everybody already left. Not really, but a lot have. So the veterans, the long-term players, I want to say, the ones who invested the most time and effort, and also money to a degree, into the games, the ones that made Warframe what it is today, to an extent, right? They're done. They're so fucking done. You know, they're turning in their graves. They're just like, I can't deal with this shit no more, fam. And then there's a new, not a new, but another group of players, which is sadly a lot larger than the, veteran player base, obviously. And that's like the casual players, the weekend warriors. Don't mean that in a demeaning way or anything like that, derogatory way or whatever. But there are players out there that play Warframe on the weekends, if they can, if they have the time, right? And that's it, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm sorry, but if you've been playing Warframe for 2 hours every weekend for the past year or 2 or 3 maybe, no offense, but you don't know shit, okay? You don't really see the development of the game as strongly as people who spend a lot more time with it, obviously. That's just common sense. That's just the way it is. Not trying to be mean or condescending, but just, that's just how it is. Doesn't mean that you're not entitled to an opinion. It only means that you may not fully grasp the big picture. May not, okay? That's A-okay. And this player base is really dangerous. Because the moment a veteran, content creator or not, doesn't matter, just any kind of a veteran player says Warframe doesn't have anything to do, then for every content creator that says that, there are 1,000 people that will pipe up and say, what are you talking about, fam? That's bullshit. Warframe has plenty to do. Yes, of course you would say that with your MR10 who just started last month or something. Of course you'd say that. You're right. Of course you're right. But you're also wrong because you don't see the big picture. You know what I mean? And then there's a new development. Not development, but a new player base out there. that I also find very, very dangerous. And these are the ones, if you put them like to scale, you have the veterans or the Warframe enthusiasts, the Warframe supporters, long-term supporters. They're like the prime player base, right? The best player base, so to speak. Best as in they support the game no matter what, and they're very loyal and everything, and Warframe really needs those kind of players, right? Below that, you have the more casual players that love Warframe, don't play it as often and whatnot and everything. You have those, which are a big, big, big portion. And then you have the new ones. I don't know what to call them, but to them, they treat Warframe like a one-night stand, kind of. They dabble into the game for a little bit and then they fuck off. They don't have an opinion and they don't care and they don't give a shit, and there's nothing in the game to make them care about the game. And that player base is growing. So if we continue this chain of thought by logic, the veteran player base, the people who really support Warframe and really want to see Warframe thrive as a game, okay? They're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Then you have a group of people that is getting larger and larger and larger that have a lot of opinions but ultimately don't know what the hell they're talking about. And below them, you have an increasing number of players that don't give a shit about the game. The kind of people who will say, just play something else. They're not going to be there when DE is going down the hill. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I find that very alarming that DE is behaving like this and don't seem to be bothered too much by it. You know what I mean? Alright, now you need to shut the fuck up and read up on chat. I stopped playing Railjack because of RNG, and yeah, there you go. Very, very strong point right there. And now I am stuck to farming intrinsics, yup, with Ivara so that I get the MR and never play Railjack again. Okay? Simple solutions for simple problems, bring back raids and incentivize endless missions with scaling rewards. Thank you! Thank you! Despite your name, Madman, you're absolutely correct. That's what I've been preaching for years now. That fucking relic system, oh god, I'm so pissed. You know what, I will argue, however, that it's probably not necessarily a simple thing, but it should be fairly straightforward as in thinking, right? If they fix the RNG and all the stupid grind, I will play Railjack though, it's fun. Again, that brings us back to the question, how grindy do they need to make something to keep us busy for a long time? Buying time, holding us hostage in chores. Take me as a perfect example for that. I like Railjack as a game mode. I'm glad that it's in-game, and it's cool. It's really, really cool. It's better than fucking Flappy Zephyr, right? It's sort of some, frame fighter bullshit. It's a good game mode. And it's a really good addition to Warframe, I'd say. Is it necessarily my favorite game mode or something that I'll play forever? No, but that's beside the point. It is good, right? It is really good. I can see myself coming back to Railjack every so often out of joy because I enjoy it many times for the next couple of years simply because it's there. Just like I will on occasion do Sanctuary Onslaught, for example, or a survival mission just for shits and giggles with some clanmates and whatnot, or, well, Eidolon Hunt, I can't really say that because I don't like doing those, and I actually do like doing Railjack. But the grind it's a lot. I want my Railjack to be decent, and it's going to take a lot of grinding. Not even fun kinds of grinding. I don't know. I don't know, man. To me, this is some simple, straightforward shit. And it seems that to DE, making the player base happy has become rocket science all of a sudden. Still haven't built my Railjack yet, because I need to farm index. You know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, take your time. Take your time, guys. You know that video I made? Some of you may have seen it. I don't know, top X tips and tricks or something for noobs or something like that. The first one I think that I actually mentioned, I think it's the first one, was take your time, you know? I'm taking my time with the content, and still I feel like there's nothing to do. On top of feeling like there's nothing to do, I feel like I'm being forced to do something. I have to do this to get to the good parts of Warframe. And that's a bullshit, honestly. I think the problem is that DE doesn't seem to listen to the active creators, and from what it looks like, they're playing streamers to boost their player base. I see a lot of names pop up in the directory that appears for max a week with 1K viewers for the full stream duration. Yep. I used to play Warframe a lot, and I stopped for some time, and I came back, and it kind of boring. Damn. Damn, even after quitting for a while? Shit. That's bad. That's just bad. Let's see, I mean, very hard to get drops are rewarding, but in order to get them, you should not have to run the same mission 1 million times, but maybe stay in the same mission for 3 hours. That would feel more rewarding to me. Exactly! And everybody who's like, but 3 hours is too long. With all due respect, fuck you. You know? I mentioned this in a video as well, I believe, where I explained that it's fine for DE to have the option to do the same mission. Let's say, I don't know, some Arcane. I like to use Arcanes as an example. It doesn't matter. Insert any random reward that you find worthwhile, right? I'm going to use Arcanes. Fully maxed Arcane. You have a chance to get a fully maxed Arcane if you do extermination missions. For example, okay? That's just an example. This isn't an actual game mechanic. This is a thing in game, let's say, right? Okay, the drop chance is 0.01 chance from extermination missions to get a fully maxed out Arcane whatever. Okay, so you have the option to run that mission if you're really lucky, once or twice or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and you get the drop. Okay, that's super lucky. Or you run the damn thing 1,000,000 times and you may never get it. It's fine to have that option, but there has to be another side to it. Perhaps 3 hours of survival where the 3-hour mark will guarantee drop that particular Arcane maxed rank. You know what I mean? Because then the veterans who want something challenging will have something to do, have something to look forward to, and it would be very rewarding. I would feel so much better as a player if I'd come here, sit down for 3 or 4 hours, or hell, even 6 because I failed the first time, let's say, right? 6 hours and I finally get that goddamn drop. I could get up from this desk and be like, job well done, go to the shower and fap or whatever, you know, do whatever the hell I want to do, right? And just feel good. Rather than come into the game, play all fucking day doing the same stupid mission that isn't fun, in fact the opposite of fun, that is pissing me off because it's so repetitive and redundant and whatnot, over and over and over and over again, and then at the end of the day have nothing to show for it but a handful of plastids. Suck a dick, honestly. That ain't fun. So the balance, in my opinion, could be achieved if you'd have the option for both. You don't want to do, or you can't because maybe you don't have the mods, or you're not strong enough, or whatever, you're not skilled enough, whatever. You can't do a 3-hour mission or 2-hour mission to get this drop for sure? Well, go ahead and run this one 100 times and pray to the gods that you get it. You know what I mean? There should be the option. But no, DE is more like, here's a new Warframe. The parts only drop in this new game mode that we need you to play so that our directory looks good and shit. No, it only drops there, nowhere else. But of course you can buy a frame too if you don't want to farm. Of course you want to buy the frame. The past, what, 8 released frames or more even, I think, people were bitching about the grind, except Wisp. I think Wisp was straight up the only out of the past 8 or 10 or so released frames where the grind was actually okay. Totally fair, totally fine, very straightforward. You kill a boss, you get the drops, period. Right? Can it be grindy? Yeah, I heard of people who did that 40 times and didn't get anything that they needed. Fair, that's RNG for you. But it's straightforward, you know? I used to be fine with waiting 12 to 24 or even a week for stuff to build when I had 18 hours a day to kill. Now that I don't have as much time, and when I'm tired, I want to play something fun right now and continue studying or whatever. Yeah, I don't want to grind for 4 hours not to get what I want and be super unfulfilled at the end. Yeah, Warframe just depresses me when I go to... where the fuck am I? Oh, there, when I go to it for anything. Yeah, same. I feel the same way. Warframe Warframe used to make me very happy, I'd say. It was a joy to play, regardless of what I got. Playing was fun. And now the playing is annoying, for the most part. Not all of it, but for the most part, the playing is annoying. And that's not good. That's not good. And we're telling DE this, we're trying to make them understand. And they, I don't know, they just somehow manage to keep on adding the same systems that we hate over and over and over again. Not without exception, mind you. Like I said, I'm not saying they're evil people and whatever, and shitty or something, but they're just, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. If they think this is the way, they're definitely delusional. If drop chances increased as you are not getting the part each run, it would be okay. So if a part has 1% drop chance, you actually get it once in 100 runs, guaranteed. For one, that's not how RNG works, and two, that increase in drop chance, that would be cool, yeah, but it would have to have a cap to it. You know? I don't know, let's say the drop chance increases with each run by 0.1% or so, which isn't much, right? Or 1%. So the second run, it'll be 1.1%, then 2.1%, 3, 4, 5.1, and whatever. It increases. So the more often you do it, that would again fall in line with my philosophy of gains for effort. You know, put in effort, get rewarded for it properly. Might work, yeah. If game devs listened to their fan base, their games would be better. Not only for Warframe, for all games. Yes! Yes! And Warframe used to be the epitome of that. Warframe, or Digital Extremes rather, they became very popular, among other things, for listening to their fan base. Listening to their player base, right? And now, not so much. Not so much. Example, I'd be thrilled to have a decent, I assume, decent PvP experience, but not everyone else. Yes, that's, you know, that's one of those trigger things that I like to mention every now and then. When I mention Warframe Battle Royale, people cry out, "Are you out of your fucking mind? I don't even like Battle Royale, blah, blah, blah." Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But tell me this, do you like the current Conclave? No. Would a properly done Battle Royale be better than the Conclave? Yeah, probably. Much better. And that's the point. It's not like, oh, Jizo wants to have Battle Royale because he's a Battle Royale player. I don't even like Battle Royale. I only play Ring of Elysium, and I enjoy Ring of Elysium a lot, right? As you guys already know. If Warframe would copy Ring of Elysium, essentially, and just replace all the characters with operators, and the movement would be the same as in Ring of Elysium, that is, not Warframe. The movement would be the same, it would feel the same, no mods on the fucking weapons and all that dumb shit, no extra special mods just for the PvP aspect, no, just no mods, period, right? You pick up weapons in the game and whatnot, that right there, already you got a better PvP. This is already better than the fucking Conclave that we have. Conclave is horrendous. Absolute dog shit. They basically need to rebalance a lot of things because this shit is not balanced at the moment. No. No, it really isn't. I think the year 2020 for DE should be stop developing new shit, or stop focusing all of your resources on developing new shit and focus more on fixing or making the shit you already have better. You know what I mean? Maybe, just maybe, Warframe is where it is at because they listened to the fan base. They, goddammit, it's going so fast! They listen to all their little buddy streamers and go off their opinions. They should. I've mentioned this, I think, was it in the partner video? I think it was. I know a lot of fellow Warframe partners long before I was even a partner, right? I've been like, for example, me and Volt the Hero, we've been, I guess, Warframe friends or whatever, online friends for shit, I don't even know, 2.5 years now, or 3 years something. And same with Reaper Hunter and a couple other, and I've spoken to a lot of them about stuff, and I don't even know, man. This is Pandora's box here. I mentioned that Warframe would probably service itself quite well if it would listen to its damn partners. I'm not saying do what the partners want, no, but utilize the partners for what they actually are. And what partners do, or any content creator for that matter, partnered or not, doesn't matter if you're partnered. Any content creator for Warframe, what they can do is compartmentalize the huge Warframe player base, okay? So for example, if I were to have a chat with you guys in Discord, for example, or I do like a video and inspire a bit of like a survey kind of thing, then I would have the peasant army giving me their feedback, and I can filter that to make it more concise and smaller packages for DE, basically, right? Same with Magamu, same with Tactical Potato and everybody else. And so you have all of these, let's say 50 content creators, and DE is like, okay guys, what do you think we should be doing, changing, fixing, focusing on 2020, for example? Then the partners or content creators will go down to their communities and be like, yo guys, what do you guys think, you know? And then get some opinions, brainstorm and whatnot, and then come up with some concise ideas. And then DE will have 50 filtered, ready to go, really good feedback things that they could use to kind of figure out what to do in the next year, right? But it feels more like DE would prefer to just tweet, what should we focus on? And then allow 10,000 douchebags that don't know what the fuck they're talking about form their opinion. Like, Rebecca did that actually a year ago or so, or a year and a half ago, where she tweeted, what do you guys think we should focus on in the next year? One of the main things that was mentioned was content. The word content. Please, guys, should we really be listening to the opinions of people who, when asked what should a company focus on when developing their game, answer content? Okay, but what else? Like, duh, but no. I think Skins was up there too, where I was just like, okay. If they made the Conclave like the Gambit mode in Destiny 2, it's pretty much row on steroids. Okay, thank you very much for that comparison there, because I have not played Gambit on Destiny, so no clue. But, I mean, yeah, sure, just, you know, anything decent. That Conclave shit, that was doomed to fail. That was doomed, man, from the start. When they introduced it and suddenly there were mods specifically for Conclave that you could only farm in Conclave, I was like, this game mode is dead. No, it's not gonna last. Sure as shit. We need another Jim Sterling video on Warframe. I got you, fam. Nah, I don't have that much of a reach, I guess, or influence. I wish though, if I'd have like Markiplier numbers or Septiceye numbers, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I'd make good use of that power. I said good use, not abuse, but use. I'd make very sure that I speak with my peers, see what they talk about. I would actually, you know what? I would use the community as DE should. I'd make a Discord server, which I already kind of have, where it's, I don't know, YouTubers or something, and then be like, okay, guys, current state of Warframe, or whatever the topic is, talk to your communities, and let's have some feedback at the end of the week or something. Make videos if you need to, whatever. And then collect all of this feedback and then have a nice, concise answer. or topic or something to go by, and then formulate a video, and then put on that boot, put on that nice, concise golden boot, slip it on real tight, you know, tie it up real nice, and then kick DE's ass with it. And as harsh as that may sound, I don't think it does. DE needs that. Not as a punishment, but I mean straight up they do need that. They desperately need that kind of feedback. How else are they going to know what the hell to do? How else are they going to know if they're making a game that people want to play? They can't. They need someone to kick them in the ass a little bit and be like, yes, good, no, bad. Let's not mention the sudden raises in Platt for certain bundles in the market. And that's also something I've noticed. Platt prices are going up on the market. I remember when new Warframes were introduced, or the Warframes in general, 175 Platt, 200 Platt, 225 Platt for the Warframe. Now I'm looking at Warframes that are like 300, 400, or 500 Platt or some shit, and I'm just like, huh. Okay. I mean, fine, whatever. But it doesn't paint a pretty picture when you make buying Warframes more expensive while at the same time hiding said Warframe behind grind they definitely know we don't want to do. Skins and frames aren't content. Frames? A little bit. A little bit. Frames are an aspect of content, I'd say. Skins, definitely not. Skins are nothing. They're just pretty cosmetics. That's it. I tried to play Conclave. I did not find a squad after 30 minutes of waiting. Jesus. For PvP, a index side mode that makes you compete with other player team in a 4x4 versus NPC. That would be awesome. I don't like index, so I'm a little biased here, but yeah, there's some competition there that feels kind of cool. Yeah. I know you're being harsh because you're worried and you care about this game. I do. I do care about this game. Is this game my life? Fuck no. Fuck no. Make no mistake, this is a video game, nothing more, right? But it happens to be a video game that I do care about a lot, and I do enjoy it a lot. And if I can steer DE clear in any way from fucking it up, I'm gonna do that. If that means telling DE to, I don't know, something, if I kick them in the ass and they take it harshly and remove me as a partner even, let's say, which isn't going to happen for, you know, feedback. Because it's very much along the lines of tough love, okay? And I think that that comes across, I guess. If not, then, oh well. But even if it would go so far that they would remove me from the partner program, for example, whatever, worth it. You know, if that fixes the game, worth it. Will that stop me from making content? No. Did it stop me the 4 years before I became a partner? No. So, like, whatever. I just want Warframe to be the best that it can be. And it's the past 3 years, it hasn't been doing anything to be that. Each time I post on the forums about shit, RNG, and bad rewards, they tell me the game is free to play. Oh, fuck off. That's just as bad as go play something else. Shut up. And I should leave if I don't like it. Yeah. Of course. Gotta love white knights who say yes to everything DE does. Yeah. Yeah. A competitive mode could make Warframe more interesting. No shit! That's exactly my point. Anyone's point. That's what it's supposed to be. You know? You could have several different aspects of PvP, really. Like, for example, let's take Lonardo. Again, I believe Lonardo has its own mods as well, which is some bullshit. But I think one of the main reasons, if not the main reason why Lonardo failed so horribly is you come into Lonardo and you have different controls. It feels different. When you're used to playing the grindy game and everything, and you're used to bullet jumping and aiming and firing the way you do, right? Suddenly you enter Lonardo and it's different. It just feels dirty, kind of. It feels not right. So you kind of reject the idea of the game mode itself right from the get-go. You know what I mean? I know that that's what it was like for me, and a lot of people that I spoke to back then when it was released in clan and stuff like that. God damn, our clan is old. They said the same thing. It just doesn't feel right, you know? That mixed with the fact that DE released the damn thing and it was like, oh, we're gonna have tournaments and it's gonna be so fun and and whatever, and nothing. Nothing. They did, I think, 2 streams or something after it was released. Got decent viewers for it and whatnot, and after that it was dead. And they never touched it or talked about it again. That's just not a good mix, you know? I feel that if Lonardo, for one, this is how I would fix it, or, well, I'm not saying this is how I would fix it because that implies that after that it would be perfect and great. I'm saying this is what I would try with Lonardo if I was DE. I'd raise awareness about it. Obviously. I'd have the exact same controls in Lonardo as you do in the rest of the game. So bullet jumping is still bullet jumping. Blocking is still blocking. Right-clicking, aiming, firing, all that is still the same, so that you can jump into Lonardo and not need to learn any new controls at all, right? That's the first little fix that I would do. Okay, the second thing that I would do is put rewards that are needed in the rest of the game in Lonardo as well. Not only in Lonardo. Don't make it to where you can only get X item from Lonardo. But make it that you can get it there as well. When you're tired of the regular game, maybe you and your clan is feeling funky, you can go over here and play this casually, right? Because the controls are the same, everything feels the same, so it's very easy to adapt to, right? And maybe gain something that you need. An ephemera, for example. Or, I don't know, maybe a rare mod that you can get elsewhere in the game, sure, but also in Lonardo. Because doing that, you would have a reason to play it, you know? You don't have to, though. You can if you want to. It's there. And have DE get a little bit more involved in Lonardo themselves. I don't know. I feel like that would... I think that would help, you know? So make that a fix, an update, a patch, whatever. And then just try it out and see how it goes. Will Lonardo be saved and suddenly be super active and whatnot? Maybe not. Will it be better than where it is right now? Probably. Is it at the very least worth a shot? Because, I mean, the game mode's there. You know, there's no need to just leave it there being dead and just collecting dust. Might as well try to help it, you know? And if you can have, I don't know, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, however many, regularly playing that on and off, weekend warrior-ish or whatever, taking a break from the regular game, I'd say job well done, fine, it's there, it doesn't hurt, you know? Remember when they said that the ephemeras are gonna be rewarded to players who have the skill to get them? Okay, I don't remember that being said, but okay, okay. Well, that's true if luck is a skill. In Warframe, luck apparently is one. Another amazing idea would be to allow clans to do custom tournaments with rewards from the clan vault. Can you please, can you write an application to DE and work there, please? That would be great. Thank you. Yes, that's another aspect. This is what I mean with DE needs to stop adding new shit to the game for now, or at least stop focusing on adding new shit and fix the shit that they already have. Clans, dojos, there is such a vast ocean of potential with the shit we already have in the game, and DE is not doing anything with it. I don't understand it. The custom tournaments that you could do with clans, for example, and have rewards from the clan vault and whatnot, that's an amazing idea. Would that make people play Lonardo more? Maybe? Is it worth a shot at least? Yeah, definitely. You know? Make it worthwhile. God damn. You could do so many things. Why is the dojo still not the goddamn spawn location? Why can't we do some sort of a fight, some sort of a heated battle that will take forever, or whatever? Well, not forever. That will take days or weeks even to complete. Kind of like Dark Sectors back in the day, maybe, or something like that, where you can fight for a piece of land on a planet of your choice, where you can land your dojo and build a base on the planet. You know? Why not things like that? I know that's a stretch, but again, we're talking about digital extremes. The people who decided to just casually throw in Grand Theft Auto into a game that was a horde shooter before with fixed tile sets, okay? So, nothing is beyond them, right? If they could do that, they could do anything. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just so much there, and I don't see why DE is blind to it. Warframe vast as a sea, deep as a puddle. Yeah, unfortunately, that's very accurate, I'd say. Vast as a sea, deep as a puddle. Oh, damn, that hurts. That stings. Oh, boy. Upload your rant to your YouTube channel for the people who don't watch streams can see your thoughts. That's not a bad idea, but don't you think it would be a little bit too long? Like, I mean, I've been ranting for how long now? 40 minutes? 50? Actually, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. It's a good point. All of these are good points. That would actually be a good idea, and one reason why I would like the good idea, why I would like it, is I read out loud some of your ideas and we kind of discussed them, and I kind of like that, yeah. Okay, to be honest, as far as current state of clans go, pretty much everything in our clan was worked upon by one guy at a time. That's many clans, yes. I can say that that's not the case with our clan. Our clan, even now, which is very surprising, I feel, our clan is still very diligent, I almost want to say, or very, very ready, you know? When there's something new that needs to be researched, like, seriously, if I show up in the dojo an hour later after something new is released, I struggle to find something where I can still contribute to, right? Because it's just done, you know? And not by one person. So that's really nice. That's really, really, really nice. I really appreciate that about our clan. But generally, you can very much sense and tell clans ain't doing so well. And the reason why clans ain't doing so well is because the player base ain't doing so well. My friend, who is a huge Warframe fan, is even getting pissed off with the lack of content, and she has been around since beta. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's not the only one who's been around for that long is really finally getting annoyed. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Yeah, it's not only content, this game needs polishing of old content as well. I think mainly polishing of old content, and by polishing, I mean, get your shit together, man. You know? Okay, let's talk about bugs for a second. I know that bugs is a very heated talking point for a lot of the community. Because a lot of the community is going to bitch and complain about bugs. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, there's so many bugs. I don't see these bugs. I don't know what it is. Maybe you have a shitty internet connection or a shitty PC or both, because I don't have either. I have a decent PC and I have the best internet that I can afford here in this region. Well, actually in all of Germany. Yeah, I have optic fiber. Thanks to patrons, by the way. So technically I have the best thing for Warframe. So maybe it's that, I don't know, but I don't see these bugs. I see one here, one there, not too severe, just a little bit, you know? And that's okay, like, it doesn't matter what the reason is. What matters is that there's one piece of content that I do not play because of bugs, and that's that goddamn Rapapopopopo list. That shitty, sentient chicken turkey boss. It's unplayable, for me at least. It's really unplayable. I attempt to beat that piece of shit 5 times, and 4 times it'll bug out and be unkillable, for example. Or the end screen won't load, or extraction won't load, or whatever. Like, what is that? See, if even I, the one who never has any bugs, can't play that fucking thing, right? Then, like, what the hell? What is DE thinking to leave it that way? And move on. You know? They're like the opposite of No Man Left Behind. I want an actual hard boss. I would like a different type of bosses, or a different style of boss fight, rather. All the bosses in the game right now have, I don't know, locate them, shoot at them, they die. Or locate them, shoot at something on them, deal with the stupid resistance that they have and then shoot some more and they die. I would like a change there a little bit. Not sure in which direction, but something different. We need more objective-based challenges instead of giving damage-resistant bullet sponges. Yeah. Yeah, that would be one direction. They talked about daily intrinsic cap.
New follower present.
Hold up. Wait, let me finish before I get mad. They talked about daily intrinsic caps, so this may be the best time to farm it, using stealth multipliers, which they probably will remove after they get on office. Intrinsic cap, huh? You know what? I kind of hope DE does that. I really kind of hope that they do that, because that will help dig their own grave. And maybe if they spend a little time dead, they'll actually start to learn. Because that is definitely something that would really, really piss me off. Not just me, but I think I can speak for everyone. Intrinsic cap? Fuck that. Yeah, they thought about it because people are reaching a level 10 intrinsics too fast, and they plan for intrinsics to take months to farm. Right, like that's the sensible thing to do. How about, hey, DE, in case you're secretly watching, how about this? Instead of slowing us down, holding us hostage essentially, so to buy you guys time to fuck about with your shitty content that you like to release that isn't content, which is why it's shitty, how about you focus on giving us something to do with the power of rank 10 intrinsic shit? How about that? Jesus. It's not rocket science. It's like they want to make players suffer. Yes! Wait till you get to level 9. You need 512 to reach level 10 intrinsic. Imagine that with a daily cap. I know, that's exactly why I'm pissed if the daily cap thing is actually a thing, or will be. Because that's a bullshit right there. That is donkey dick right there. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. I mean, when I saw that the numbers keep on doubling, the intrinsics that you need keep on doubling, and the drops don't, I was already like, fuck. It's gonna take a while. Unless I do, you know, 24/7 intrinsic farm. Insane. Some weapons really need ribbons to really make them viable. The viable bit about some weapons is totally DE's fault. Originally, when DE mentioned ribbons, the idea was make the weak weapons that nobody uses match or actually be competition for the meta weapons, like back in the day, Soma Prime, Bolter Prime, these sorts of things, you know? That was the idea. Then they released ribbons, right? And lo and behold, within few days, you started seeing Soma Prime ribbon, Town Core ribbons. And everybody was like, son of a bitch, you know? So effectively what they just did is, I don't know, make the strong weapons stronger and the weak weapons stronger as well. So effectively they changed absolutely nothing. Zero. Zip. And Railjack raids, that just makes straight up sense. I was talking to a couple of clanmates recently, maybe even on stream, or was it? I don't know. But I was talking to a couple people about Railjack PvP. How cool that could be, potentially. Think about it. Railjack PvP could be really dope.